In this part of the training series, we're going to take a look at the coach management section. This is the first thing that you need to set up when logging into your new locker area. So to find the coach management section, you're going to navigate across to the tab which says Coach Admin, and you're going to hover to Coach Management. So this is the Coach Management homepage screen, and we can see here that we're presented with 3 tabs along the top: active coaches, inactive coaches, and all coaches. For the majority of time you'll be using the active coaches section, and we can see we have a search box where you're able to search for coaches. However, in the main that you'll use the coaches that are listed within active coaches. If you have a single locker account, you will have one coach visible, which will be yourself. Or if you're a venue or you have a multi-coach account, you will have the ability to add up to 4 coaches within your system. And if this is you, then you'll be presented with 4 coach accounts already set up for you, like we've got displayed on the screen here. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is go into each of these coach accounts and add some information which is important for customers and to ensure that the coaches receive automated booking emails. So let's go ahead and go into coach number 1. So to do that, we're just going to scroll across and hover over the coach number 1, and we're going to click. And we're now in the profile screen for coach number 1. So as we look down, we can see some asterisks in red, and this is the necessary or essential information that you've got to add. So we can see how we've got first name and last name. So let's go ahead and edit in the name. So we're going to go with the well-used Joe Bloggs as our first coach at the academy. Date of birth you can add, but that isn't essential. Email address, that is essential and is really important that it's put in correctly, as this is the email address where booking confirmations for the booking system and store will be sent to. So we're going to go ahead and just create a email address. Home telephone number isn't essential, but a mobile number is necessary, as this will be listed on a booking confirmation email to customers if they want to get in contact with the coach directly. All the other information isn't necessary, and the coach themselves can actually update this information if they want to. Now going across to the profile picture section, you can add a profile picture from your desktop. We will provide you with template images to use, such as the one here on the right with certain color around the wraparound of the icon for you to use. However, you can add your own profile pictures. Just make sure you work within the parameters of 80 pixels by 80 pixels for the size of the image. You want to make sure on the booking system and the information that the customer sees that you've got a consistent look and feel to your sort of images and headshots, and that they're all in the same proportion. Otherwise that will affect the sort of usability of the system itself. So you can go ahead and add a profile picture just by clicking the X, and you can choose the profile picture from your desktop. So I've got the image here. You can see here it's 80 by 80, and we're going to hit open. And we can see now how it says the file has been selected and uploaded. As we scroll down, PGA status isn't a necessary piece of information. However, you want to ensure that you've got some information added under job title, as this will be visible on the booking system itself that customers are going to use, and when they hover over the coach and they want to find further information, it will display some information that you put in the job title section. So let's go ahead and just put PGA Professional. And the final information that you need to add is this section here, the brief profile. This brief profile will appear when a customer hovers over the bio image of a coach on the booking system. And you need to limit the content that you add to 50 words. And again, keep this consistent across all of the coaches that you're adding. So a 50-word limit on that section. So once you've added all the necessary information that we've just gone through, you can then scroll down and hit update. And we can see now it says that the coach profile has been updated successfully. So we can now navigate back to the coach management section. And we can see how our first coach has now updated with the name, email, phone number. The status is active, as he's listed within the active coach section. And within this section itself, you're able to view each of the coach's schedule. And finally, the last thing that we may want to just cover is what active and deactive means. So if you have a coach who leaves your academy or venue, you will want to set the coach account to deactive, which means that it be no longer usable by the coach or no longer visible on the booking system, store, and other areas. So let's go ahead and say that we want to set coach number 2 as deactive. Coach number 2 has left the academy, and it's going to ask us to just confirm, and we can hit deactive. There we go. So now coach number 2 has been deactivated and now is no longer visible within active coaches. And if we scroll across now to inactive, we should see coach number 2 here is visible now in deactive coaches. And if you made a mistake and deactivated a coach by mistake, then you can reactivate them by just clicking active and click activate. Okay. And we should see now how the coach number 2 has moved back into the active coaches section. So let's deactivate that coach again. And let's say we wanted to add a new coach who's joined the academy. So how would we do that? So you would gonna navigate across here to the plus icon and click it. And we can now add the coach by filling in this information. So username would be the username that they would log in with, and the username can't be changed anywhere within the system by yourself. So often suggest using a standard username for all of your coaches, maybe an initial or first initial and then surname. So let's go with an example of myself. So we're going to go with R. Warburton, and you would add the first name and the last name. And the password is then the password that the coach would need to log in the first time, and this can be changed by the coach, obviously to protect their data when using the system. But let's set a generic password that we're going to give the coach immediately, and we'll make sure that we tell them that they need to change it straight away. And then the email address again would be the email address that would be used to point any booking confirmations to. And I'm not going to worry about a home telephone number, but I'm going to add a mobile. And the display order would be the order in which that coach would appear. So I'm going to go with number 2, and we're going to create the user. And we can see how now the coach has appeared in this section, and we can now go back and edit the information, including the bio image, etc. So let's go ahead and go in and edit that information. We can see how we've got the email and the mobile number visible, but we haven't got a job title or a profile picture. So let's go ahead and add the profile picture to start with, which is here. It's 80 by 80. You can see how it's been added. We're going to make sure we add a job title. So we go with specialist putting coach, and a brief profile again has to be a maximum of 50 words. And we're going to hit update. And we can see it's been updated successfully. And we'll now navigate back to the coach management section. And we can see that the icon has been updated and it's set as an active coach.